Good morning, everyone who is here live, and for those who are going to see this recorded. Today we are starting the Overcoming Fears meditation series, the 6-day journey. Whether you're live with me or you're going to get this recorded, we have decided to embark on, looking into our fears. And before we can even overcome our fears, the question that needs to get asked is, what are fears? What are our fears? So, just fear alone, I found this amazing acronym that reflects how fear can be seen and understood. It's false. For F, it's false. For E, it's evidence. For A, it's appearing. And for R, it's real. So fear is the false evidence appearing real. And our fear is the unintentional storytelling that we are actually telling ourselves. So fear doesn't live in the past. Every fear that you have is actually a fear of the future, of what is going to happen and what's going to happen next. So someone once said that fear is the actual unintentional storytelling. And just like we tell stories, there is, with every story there are characters, with every story there are plots, there's beginning, middle, and endings, there's imagery, there is your imagination at play, where you visualize things, there's a lot of vividness into it, and there's also suspense that you get to create in the stories. So our fears are those stories where we can create a lot of suspense for something that could possibly happen that actually doesn't exist, but we create the drama, the suspense around it. So it's all about what will happen next. And usually our fears actually make us think about the future. And how does one event affect the other, and how one thing leads to another. So with every story there is an author, and then also there are the readers of that story. So I wanted to break that down for the first session, is just what is fear. And you can leave in the comments what your definition of even fear is. And there's this amazing yogi and mystic. His name is Sadhguru, if you guys have heard of him. And he actually describes fear, and I've written it down here, and I want to read this to you before we go into our meditation. Fear is simply because you're not living with life. Fear is simply because you're not living with life, you are living with the mind. So see if you can really understand what he's saying. What he's saying is, fear is simply because you're actually not living, you're not here in the present moment. So you are, where are you? If you're not in the present moment, you're thinking about the past and you're thinking about the future. So he's saying that fear is simply that you are living in your mind, and your fear is always about what's going to happen next. That means your fear is always about that which does not exist. It doesn't exist. It's about the future. So if your fear is about the non-existent, your fear is 100% imaginary. Think of that. And if you are suffering the non-existential, then we call that insanity, because it doesn't exist. So that's why he calls it insanity. This is what I wanted to break down before we even talk about overcoming fears. I think a lot of people may not even have an understanding of what their fears are and how do you get in touch with them, and then what causes your fear. what is causing those fears. There could be a lot of emotions, sensations coming up, something's triggered your limiting beliefs from childhood, brought into adulthood, bringing up these fears. And so for today, what we want to do is we actually first want to identify fear in your body. Like when a fear arises, where in your body is it? And then also, if you have your journal, pens, like whatever, paper, pen, what we want to do is we want to, for this session, after your meditation, as you tap into it, what are the fears that are coming up? So we really want to get in touch with our fears today. If this is not something you want to do, and that's okay, you can watch the recording later on and you can do this. But this is important work that a lot of people may or may not want to do. They may want to live in fear, they may not want to move forward, and they may want to keep themselves stuck and in that stagnant energy. But what we're saying, and what a lot of teachers, yogis, mystics, even Sadhguru, is that they're non-existent. They don't exist, yet we believe that they do. And because of that, we remain stuck. We never get to reach our potential. We get to be in paranoia, and all these emotions start to come up. So have your journals next to you, because I want you to write down all of your fears that are coming up. And then you may or may not want to share, but you can also share them in private, because based on that, for the next 5 days, I'd like to take each of that fear, and then we'd like to dissect that, see where it's coming from and how you can move forward. And with each recording and live that you get, then you can take 1 week after this week and go work on that fear alone. So if it's fear of growth, fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, fear of change, fear of so many different things. So that's just a couple of examples for all of you. What I'd love for you to do is now get ready, find a comfortable position, cross-legged or your feet on the floor. Just find a comfortable position for yourself. And when you're ready, close your eyes. And arrive into the space here today, offering gratitude for wanting to work on your fears, for identifying them first, for allowing for them to come up, and wanting to really overcome and see beyond the illusion, beyond Maya. So take a moment right now in your practice to sit in gratitude that you even have your fears, that today and for the next 6 days you get to become friends, maybe even best friends with your fears. Take a long deep breath in and exhale from the mouth and let it all go. Take a deep inhale, filling up the belly, your lungs and your chest. And exhale from your mouth. And take another long deep breath in, fill up the belly, your lungs and your chest. And exhale. And let it all go. And just arrive into the space. Focusing on breathing in and breathing out to your nostrils. Breathing in, breathing out. To your nostrils, relaxing your whole body from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. Do a quick scan of your body. Just let all the tension all the achiness, stiffness, the tightness to leave you. Relax your crown, relax the back of your neck, relax your shoulders, your spine, your tailbone, your hips, the back of your legs, your calves, your heels, the soles of your feet, your toes, your ankles, up your shins, into your knees and thighs. Relax and let go of all the tension, all the stress, the anxiety. Just relax your body, entering your pelvis and then your belly, going up your lungs, straight into your chest and into your heart space. Take a long deep breath in into your chest and exhale. Just let it all go. There's nowhere to be and there's nothing to do. Just to be here right now. Just to relax your whole body. From your chest, from your heart, go up into your neck. Relax your neck, your chin, relax your jaw, your upper lip, your lower lip, your left cheek, your right cheek, relax your eyes, and enter your third eye. And breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Continue breathing in, breathing out as you focus on your third eye. Relax your third eye and feel this most calm energy entering your third eye, this gateway to higher levels of consciousness, this gateway to higher levels of awareness. So you may experience the joy, the bliss, the light, the love, and the truth. Continue inhaling through the nose and exhaling from the nose, taking your time as you sink in deeper and deeper. If the mind is wandering, know that that's okay. If there are any emotions, any sensations in the body, know that that's okay. This is normal, it's natural. Just observe and watch what's coming up. Watch it like a cloud passing by. And then just let go with every passing thought and sit in the stillness. Sit in the seat of the observer and watch what is real and watch what is fake. What is real is what you know. And what is unreal and fake is an illusion. It's the thing that doesn't exist. It's the non-existent. The imagination playing games, creating one illusion after another. Relaxing your body, just watching as you breathe in and breathe out. Feel in your third eye this energy, this peaceful, calm energy. And take a moment in silence to sink in a bit deeper. Breathing in and breathing out. Just surrendering to this peaceful and calm energy. And now from this place, today, what we want to do is just look at what fears are currently existing in your world. So take a moment as you sink in deeper. Which fears of yours are the most prominent today in your life? What are you afraid of? What are you scared of? Just for today, from far away, observing which fears are coming up. Do you fear abandonment in your relationships? Do you fear change? Changing your circumstances, your environment, your job, your relationships? Do you have fear of growth? And maybe if you did grow and learn, that you'd actually have everything you've ever desired or dreamt of. Do you have fear of rejection? Of not being good enough? Not being successful enough? The fear of failing? Or maybe the fear of scarcity, living in a lack mentality. So whatever is coming up for you as a witness, as an observer, just for today, all I want you to do is become aware become aware of what's coming up for you. Breathing in and breathing out. See if any emotions are rising as a result of identifying your fears. If this is too much for you, just continue breathing in and breathing out, and just surrendering to a peaceful, calm energy. Our purpose is just to identify and watch from far away. Our purpose is to become friends with all of our fears today, next 6 days, and onwards. So just watch your fears, not inside of you, not in your mind, but outside of you. So you can identify, observe, dissect, and release. Breathing in and breathing out. Take a few more moments to connect, to identify what is coming up. Can you create space for yourself? Can you see with honesty what is showing up? Breathing in and breathing out. Exhale. And now come back to your third eye, and with that peaceful and calm energy, take the light and bring it down into your heart space. And from your heart, let it travel down to your belly. And let it stay there as you breathe in and you breathe out. With your upper half body, from your third eye to your belly, your spine straight, with the truth and the honesty you shared today. Take a few more breaths and release the identification with your fears. Breathing in and breathing out. Beautiful job. Done. When you're ready, you can open up your eyes and you can write in your journal, on your paper. Just take a few moments to write what's actually come up for you. So for those who came in late and for those who are watching the recording, now is the time to write down which are the fears that you're actually aware of already, even before this meditation, or maybe through this space that we created together today. What other fears came up? I named a few, and I did that because sometimes, maybe most of the times, we're not even aware of our fears. It can be very surprising and shocking, but this subject of fears might just be a very new subject to someone. And so with a lot of empathy and compassion for folks here, for anyone watching, that it's okay if you didn't even know that you had there was such a thing, first as fears and then second to actually become aware of it, and then to start identifying. So for those who are here, you can leave in the comments, if you feel comfortable, which are the fears that came up for you. If not, I'd still love to know for the next 6 days, if you can DM me or leave in the comments sections which fears came up for you while we did the meditation. Thank you, Shane, for joining. Please come join us for next couple of days as well. We are going to actually work on our fears and try to overcome them. Today we wanted to simply identify first, so then you know which fears you actually want to work on. I'll wait for comments, and it's very interesting that the fears that we have are the fears of the future. So, like, for example, let's say you're fearful of snakes, and a lot of people were like, of course, we're afraid of snakes, and you have the fear of being bitten by a snake. So realistically, what are the chances like that you would be bit by like a snake or like a spider or like a poisonous like reptile or an animal? And just let's say you're living in nature and the chances are extremely high, then of course that fear, you can end up feeding into that fear and then making it a reality. So most of the times our fears will not become our reality because they're imaginary, they don't exist. But let's say that was the case, that you're fearful of snakes and spiders, and then you start to see them more because you always have them in your mind, and your mind starts to create your reality. And so now from that imagination, from that illusion, something could become a reality because that's all you focus on. And wherever we focus on, that's where the energy goes to. So yeah, I'd love to know how the meditation went for all of you. And for tomorrow, if you leave me in the comments, we are going to feel into our fears over the next 6 days. Then we are going to try to embrace them, and then eventually for you to start acting on it and to see that maybe a lot of your fears are just imaginary and an illusion, and that it may not even come true. And yeah, with that, I am going to leave you guys for today. I don't see any messages yet, but thank you for joining, and I will see you tomorrow for our day 2. Lots of love, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.